Kenyan report. People, obviously, Papa, Ibo Pidgin, no Nebola Nebo.
Tight security as no one is allowed to leave the courtroom as Justice Omotosho is set to pass her final judgment. Hey, who the cap go fit? Now, who the cap go fit, my people? Now, who the cap go fit? Which final judgment is Omotosho going to pass, my people? Which final judgment? Before I start going into the main cocoa, the main reason why I decide to pop up this very news, deem it fit to quickly click like and subscribe to this very channel because the story strong, now very strong one. All right, my lover of freedom and my best of friends. The trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started well this very day, as the IPOB leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu proved himself in court today once again. Omotosho is getting fed up. He's getting fed up of the federal government of Nigeria. Now, you heard what I said as the headline. No one is allowed to leave the court as the final judgment is about to be delivered. Today is not supposed to be the final judgment. I'm telling you. But the federal government are really stepping on the toes of Justice Omotosho, that she is now getting, in fact, irritated and wanting to end this very trial and let the IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu go. In fact, Omotosho said it very clearly in court today that he will be forced to end this very trial if this happens again. And what is it that he said that will happen that will make him to end the trial? My dear listeners, you agree with me that the federal government of Nigeria has been coming up with, repeated evidences. Yes, all of their evidences are just resembling each other. If it is not the same evidence brought by the PW4, it will be the same evidence brought by the DDD. If it's not the evidence brought by DDD, it will be the same evidence brought by PWDDD. In fact, they are just repeating themselves, thinking that Omotosho doesn't know what he's doing. In fact, I really want to commend Omotosho for taking note of all of these evidences and trying to apply wisdom in every evidences submitted by the federal government of Nigeria. What are they calling Omotosho? A mumu judge, or a judge that will surely compromise and agree with them? My dear listeners, I know that Omotosho will not even want to do that. Considering the caliber of personality that are currently in court in today's trial. Yes. Are we to talk about the Russian delegates, the UN delegates? Are we to talk about the US delegates and the observers? Do you know the dignitaries that are in court today to observe? So, and you think Omotosho will want to, play with his profession and his reputation because of Nigerian government? My dear listeners, as it is right now, it has finally been opened clearly as Omotosho spill out the truth that the federal government must come to the podium with a fresh evidence, or else he will be moved to end this very trial, believing that there is nothing the federal government is having installed as evidence before this very honorable court. I want to tell you, my dear listeners, that the federal government are just, beating around the bush and also painting the whole place. They don't have any new fact or any new figure to present as far as I'm concerned, because everything being equal, what the federal government are doing is just political. they are only trying to be political. Yes, because if they are not political, they will not be repeating one evidence like 3 to 4 times. They will not. They thought that the way they are political, that Omotosho will dance to their tune. They thought he would dance to their tune, but Omotosho refused. He refused. Even me myself, I never believed that Omotosho would be able to detect this very reputation of evidence. I never knew. I don't even know that these people are repeating evidence. What they do is that they will start the evidence with a fresh story, and at the middle of the evidence, they will now bring back what was said before to the middle of the very evidence, and make it look as if it was fresh. Whereas they are actually repeating what actually was said at the last hearing, so that Omotosho will now, look at it and say, okay, this is what the IPOP leader did. But Omotosho was very intelligent enough to know the politics these people are trying to play, and he was able to pinpoint it and cut it off immediately from when they tried to repeat or pronounce that very statement again. I really want to commend Omotosho for this very observation, because it no be all presiding judge can be able to be that fair, especially when it comes to federal government of Nigeria, a very corrupt nation at that. I'm telling you the humble truth. Now, on this very part, the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which actually commenced today, 19th of June, has actually attracted a repeated evidence that attracted the anger of the presiding officer of Motosho, who actually threatened to close the case. Now, everything being equal, the IPOP leaders trial is still very much on, as it will be coming to a conclusive end with an adjournment to 20th of June, which is tomorrow. So, should in case the trial is adjourned, deem it fit to get a hold of it, get a hold of yourself, and still remain with us without going anywhere, because there is still hope for the freedom of the IPOP leader. Even if it not happen now, it will happen tomorrow. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu himself have said it, that he is not in a hurry. He wants justice, and justice he will surely get. No going back. Yes, so all right, my people and my dear listeners out there listening to me through this very channel, you're all welcome to today's broadcast. Thank you so much for giving me your listening ear. This is the Lord TV.